Hi everyone, this is a theory video, and in this video I am going to compare about two theories of creativity and critical thinking. So before we start the video, I would like to discuss about the critical thinking and the creative thinking. So start with the critical thinking. Critical thinking is the active, persistent and careful consideration of a belief of knowledge. Critical thinking involves analyzing and evaluating one's own thinking and that of others. Creative thinking, on the other hand, is the generation of new ideas within or across disciplines. It breaks rules and procedures in those disciplines and actively engages students in bringing together existing ideas into new configuration and discovering something entirely new. These two are very important as it will bring you long-term success. Critical thinking and creative thinking has some theories. In this video I'm going to take two theories from each, and I will compare and contrast between them, and I will critically evaluate each of them. For critical thinking theory, I have taken the familiar strange theory and Socratic method of critical thinking, and for the creative thinking theory I have taken the six thinking hairs method and Guilford theory of creativity. I will start my video with making the familiar strange theory. Familiar strange theory refers to look an everyday thing from different perceptions. It is like you are breaking your thinking pattern, change the norm of society to get a better future. It is like an analytical tool to something we have done without much conscious thought. The best thing about the familiar strange theory is you can challenge yourself for everyday thing, which will improve your regular skill. For example, in some society they don't accept to talk with strangers. To improve your critical thinking skill, you can try to change the norm. You can start talking to a stranger, and you may find a positive result from that, and that's how society will develop. One of the negative thing of this theory is if anyone doesn't have the habit of thinking differently, then it becomes a problem for them to apply the theory. So the best solution is that a person should go through this process from childhood, then that a person can apply this theory without any hesitations. Now I will talk about the Socratic method of critical thinking. Socratic method is a form of cooperative argumentative dialogue between individuals based on asking and answering questions to stimulate critical thinking and to draw out ideas. The person who is applying the Socratic method, he or she can know lots of new things. At the same time, they can develop their listening skills. For example, if we are applying this theory, then we have to accept lots of questions, which means we are developing our listening skills. Also, when we solve the question, it improves our problem solving skill. If we follow the modern idea, then we should be given specific set of questions that are designed to lead us to a given idea. There are some disadvantages of Socratic method as well. If the participants are not interested, then the process will be a failure. Also, when we are asking a question, we'll get multiple responses for each of the question, which is very difficult to handle. uh, Familiar strange theory and the Socratic method, they both are the theory of the critical thinking. However, they both have some differences between each other. In Socratic method, you will get multiple questions which is already structured and very familiar to a human being. Also, you are answering that, which also comes under the normal habit of human being. On the other hand, familiar strange theory means you are going out of from that structured thing and challenging yourself to do things differently. For example, when you are applying the Socratic method, it means you have to answer to the multiple question, but instead of answering that, if you do something different and challenge yourself to bring something better from it, and then it means you are making the familiar strange. That's the big difference between these two theories. Now I am going to talk about these 6 thinking hairs, which is a brainstorming process. It is a parallel thinking method which provide a means for group to plan thinking processes in a detailed and cohesive way. In doing so, to think together more effectively. So starting with white hat, which provide the objective and information. Red hat represent the emotion. Then comes the black hat, which is critical. Yellow hat represents the optimism, and the green hat is creative. And finally, blue hat, which works as an organizer. The best thing about 6 thinking hat is you will have the extensive information from a particular site. For example, the person who will be the black hat, that person will do an in-depth research on all the critical issue or problem, by which it becomes easy for an organization to predict what issue may need to face and get ready accordingly. However, it does have some problems too, like a person who is always working as a green hat. That person will get used to that. Then in any need, if that work person has to take another hat, then it becomes a problem, because the person's working process is already constructed based on that particular hat. Then if any changes are required, then it takes time for that person to get out from that hat and work efficiently in another hat. Now I'll discuss about Guilford theory of creativity. Guilford said that mental task was made of 3 separate parts: an operation, a content, and a product. Linking all of these, Guilford got 120 different mental tasks, and he identified one specific operation as divergent production and marked it as being a vital component of creativity. Divergent thinking is a thought process or method used to generate creative ideas by exploring many possible solutions. It typically occurs in non-linear manner, and many possible solutions are explored in a short amount of time. Divergent thinking ideas and information are organized and structured. The main similarities between 6 thinking hats and the Guilford methods of divergent thinking are they both are the part of the brainstorming. In Guilford's method, a person will focus on one particular topic and write non-stop about it for a short period of time. At the same way, a person who is working as a particular hat will only work according to hat's characteristics or emotions. The major difference between these two theories are in 6 hats theory, the activities are divided through the hat, but in Guilford theory, the topic may given by the team leader and it can change as well. However, I think to get a better result, if we mix these two theories and then if we apply, I'm pretty sure that we'll get a more efficient and effective result. The familiar strange theory and the Socratic method of critical thinking, these both are very important for a person, for organization to be developed. However, they both work in completely different way. Familiar strange theories like you won't do anything in the structured way. Familiar strange theories like you have to do something differently. Moreover, if anything is structured, then you have to break it, and if you are following this familiar strange theory, Socratic method of critical thinking, on the other hand, is like something structured and you have to work according to a proper process. However, we got lots of similarities between 6 thinking hats and the Guilford method of divergent thinking. We found that in both of the theory, there will be a dedicated person for a dedicated topic or emotion to focus on. However, 6 thinking hats are divided by emotion, as I mentioned before, whereas divergent thinking is not divided by emotion. Thus, the mixture of the both theory will bring you the best result. Thank you, guys.